So are you an experienced real estate investor? You're looking for apartments to buy, but you're frustrated with the complexities of securing financing for that first multifamily deal. Maybe you're dealing with that. And maybe you bought some real estate before, but now you're facing a whole new set of challenges dealing with lenders, trying to overcome your lack of experience and success in apartments. And now you're in constant fear that you'll never get your loan approved and you can't get a deal done. It's a real thing, happened to me as well. And so in this video, I'm going to show you 5 steps to get the best financing terms for commercial real estate and how to create your loan pack. My name is Michael Blanc, and I help people become financially free with real estate. Now, maybe you're facing some of these problems. You don't really have an idea how to approach banks for funding. You don't know really how to talk to lenders and what to look for. You don't know what the loan process is. You're not sure how to underwrite deals, and you don't even know how to create a loan package, right? You're kind of puzzled by all this stuff. And then there's things that you don't even know about at all. Things that you don't know that may actually cost you a deal at the 11th hour. Ask me how I know this, all when dealing with loans. So if I'm talking to you right now, then I want to show you how to overcome some of these things. Give me 5 steps to get the best commercial real estate financing now and how to create a loan pack. So back when I got started, my first first deal was a 12-unit in Washington, D.C. in 2011. And I had reached out to a local bank. I had networked with local banks, found a good one in D.C. that were very interested in the deal. They did a lot of business in the city. I did some other networking with brokers, and I decided I got the best deal, the best terms in this one. I had a pretty good relationship with a banker there, and went through the financing. Everything was fine until literally 14 days before closing. Okay, maybe it was 21. In fairness, it was 21. It was in my mind, last minute. Oh, the loan committee decided not to approve the loan. Well, you said you would. I don't understand. What's the problem, right? You never know what went on behind the scenes. It probably wasn't a deal. It was something else on their balance sheet, or who knows. Now, the thing that saved me is one of the things I did right is I actually networked with some other banks, but most importantly with brokers. And one of those brokers came through very quickly and was able to find another bank for me. And so it really exposed a lot of cracks in my process. And so I want to spare you from some of those things. And so there's really 5 steps that I would advise you going about building your relationships and getting a loan in case. And that's number 1 is to frankly start building relationships with your lenders to understand the loan terms and start the process now. You don't want to call a lender or broker when you have a live deal on a contract, because things are going too fast. Plus also, you really want a lender on board to help you underwrite deals. How do you know what the loan to value is going to be, the interest rate? What about your net worth and liquidity requirements? You won't know any of those things unless you already have a relationship with a lender to understand those things. So number 1 is build relationships with lenders and brokers, identify the lenders you want to work with, and then really understand what the loan terms are. Now I say lender, but what I mean, I'll leave to point number 2, is to work with multiple lenders. And I say lenders, there's different kinds of lenders. I was dealing primarily with banks. Okay, but then luckily I actually spoke to another broker, and I don't know, for some reason I decided to go with a bank because I got the better terms. Sometimes you get that. The advantage of the broker is that they have access to different banks, different lenders on the back end, offering different loan products, right? There's different loan products as well. There's loan products like Fannie Freddie for stabilized properties, right? That's government-backed loans. But then there's other bridge lenders for value add or distressed assets. So there's more bridge. And then there's loans for student housing or subsidized Section 8 housing or what have you, right? There's HUD loans, FHA, all these things. And so some brokers have access to some of those products. So you might need a couple different brokers in different ways. So you have different access to different kinds of loan products. But what I'm saying is, yes, build relationships with a lender directly, with the banks. But to us, for 90% of our deals, it's always been through brokers because of what I just earlier. It's just less risky. Now, one of the things they don't like, by the way, they don't really love you working with multiple brokers who have the same loan product on the back end. So in other words, you don't want to get 2 brokers that are both looking for Fannie or Freddie backed loans, right? Because they go back to the same kind of originators, and they don't like that, right? So if you do have multiple brokers, that's fine. Just make sure they're not overlapping. All right, number 3 then, once you have that, understand the loan process and timing. Right, you want to know what the time frame is, right? Is the same for a 5-unit or a 60-unit? What does their process look like exactly, right? And so then you know, okay, I need a loan pack. I can put a deposit down that does this thing. It takes them this many days to approve it. Likely it's going to take this much to close. You need all those things. Understand that, and then pad that time a little bit, because especially around the holidays, for example, and so you want to put some padding in there. Number 4 is really to produce a killer loan package. That's number 4. Give them everything they need without them asking for it, and make it look a little more professional. then maybe someone else would. So I'm talking about, hey, I need these things from you. I said, great, definitely supply those things, but then have a nice cover letter. Tell them about you and about your team, about your company, if you have a track record, if not, then about your team behind you. Package it up nicely. Maybe throw it up on Canva, right? Don't just slap a bunch of Google Docs together, but actually spend a little time or hire a VA to put these things together and make it look professional. So really focus a little bit on that loan package. You want to ask your broker, hey, what do I need in there? And you give them the basics, and then you over deliver on that. And then pick number 5 is you pick the best term sheet. And so what happens is really a lot of these brokers specifically, they're going to go out and get those term sheets. They're going to give you 3 to 5 term sheets, and we put them in a spreadsheet in a column side by side, and it allows you to compare them, all the terms, interest rate, loan to value, points, any kind of prepayment penalties you see very quickly, and you go, oh, I want to go with this bank, right? So it's really simple as that. You pick the best term sheet and the lender. So that's it. Those are my 5 ways to really overcome this angst and the challenge of finding commercial real estate is really build those relationships early. Do that now. Work with multiple lenders, specifically brokers, understand the loan process, produce an amazing loan package, and then just pick the best term sheet and lender. So now that you have that loan security, you know how to do that. There's a lot of things to figure out in this space, and this is just one of them. And if you feel like you're stuck a little bit, you're not unsure of how to do certain things, then give us a call. We'd love to work together with you. It's what we do. We specialize in helping people get into multifamily, typically from single-family house investing, so they can scale up. And we're very good at what we do. Our average student gets their first deal syndication on a contract in 6 months, and it's a $4 million average first deal size. It's pretty amazing. So click that link below. I'd love to have a conversation with my team. We call it a strategy session because we're going to talk through some strategy on that call. And maybe that'll help you out and get you going and overcome any challenges that you have right now and get you in that deal sooner rather than later. Here's a financial freedom. Catch you next time.